Hey guys, it's Dave here from DSJ Homestead. I just wanted to do a quick video real quick because, things around here have been crazy hectic with the coronavirus going on and the quarantines. I can't, in good conscience, ask some of my friends who would normally come help me out with some things to come down. Um, Even going to the grocery store, had to go to the grocery store yesterday to pick up a few things, and it caused my anxiety to go through the roof because it was just a terrible time worrying about who else had been there and who else had been in the store. And because I was picking stuff up for my mother, was I accidentally taking something back into her house that could give her uh, the coronavirus? And so it's a lot of things like that that are just going on. And between that and this Arctic plunge that's going on here in May, that where the temperature is just dropping on us rapidly here in Kentucky. Uh, it's just been a really bad week for my mental health, which isn't so great anyway. For those that don't know, I am a PTSD patient from childhood trauma that happened at a Boy Scout camp 25 years ago. Um, I've been in therapy off and on for the last 10 years and all sorts of other nonsense with it. But for anybody who has PTSD or has been around it, it's a very difficult situation to deal with. With that, I worked for my father for a lot of years because, quite frankly, he kind of protected me from uh, the issues that my brain would cause in a professional setting with a lot of people. So when I lost him in November and lost my job, we that's when I made the decision to come out here onto the farm and start this experiment as running a homestead slash small farm for both to keep both for my family's food security and to help with or and to do the farmers market and those type situations over the next few years, and hopefully make this into a career because, quite frankly, I should not be, or I, because of the way my mental health is, I really don't need to be at a desk job because sometimes I shut down pretty hard. So anyway, I thought I'd do a quick video talking about mental health, especially when you're in quarantine or you're having to be socially distant. And for me, that wasn't a huge deal because I am a introvert by nature. Um, I most of my friendships that I have, we have a very long history of online discussion between us. I do miss a lot of my local friends. I will say that for sure. But even beyond that, it's a lot of um, stress. And I know, like, my extroverted friends right now are going stir crazy and nuts, especially if they're in a high risk situation for this virus that really does not tend to care. So decided to field a couple of questions. Um, the first one comes from my friend Matt from Twitter, and he asks, "You've outlined many outdoor projects that you will be completing over the next few weeks. However, that is dependent on the weather. If the weather doesn't allow you to work outside, what indoor activities are you doing to stay active? And do you find bad weather results in down moods?" I'm going to hit the second part first. Absolutely. Um, the last 2 days for me have been absolutely miserable for my mental health, and a lot of that is because the temperature has dropped where it is not exceptionally, it is not seasonally comfortable to work outside, and it's caused me to feel like I'm falling behind on some of the out of doors projects. And I apologize for the bad lighting behind me over here. That's where the chicks and the ducks and their heat lamps are currently, um, because the coop is still uh, not finished. But yeah, so yes, bad weather causes bad moods for me. I mean, has for as long as I can remember when it's storming rain and you can't go outside, or it's snowing and you can't go outside, or anything that prevents me from being able to go outside causes me to be in a rotten mood, and it has been that way for as long as I remember. One moment. Sorry, I thought the dog was going to get the chickens on me. Um, to the first part of the question, indoor activities that we're going to try to do to stay active. Okay, in 2019, my grandfather passed away, my grandmother passed away, and my father passed away. So there is stuff in my house currently that was mine and Sarah's and John's stuff. I've got stuff in the house that came from Jim and Betty's house up north, and I've got stuff that came from my office where I worked with Dad for 17 years, and I've got some of Dad's stuff in my house that I've taken from Mom's house as stuff that I might want. And right now, because things were just this huge mess of time issues that happened, there's a lot of stuff in my house, and we're going to be going through that as the weather outside is too rotten to actually work outside. Um, but that's a great question. Also, once we get that done, um, Ramses, sit. Sit down, buddy. Okay. Um, otherwise, we're going to work on getting the barn cleaned up, and we can do that in the rain. We just have to put, um, if it's cold, we just have to put coats and stuff on. Otherwise, it's just a whole lot of suck it up for when it's not quite so miserable outside to get the stuff done because we need to get it done. And in a couple of weeks, I'll probably feel more comfortable as Governor Beshear in Kentucky uh, says that we can have a little more social freedom of bringing some of my friends in to help with some of the stuff that's been going on that's got me backlogged a little bit. But and again, it's just been no. It's for the most part, it's just been me and Sarah working out here. John's four, so he's not exactly the best hand. He does what he can, and he's really enjoying the chickens and the two ducklings. And we'll probably have him actually film a video for the channel in a couple of days, uh, of him filming the uh, chicks and ducklings in their little boxes, and he likes to tell little stories about them. It's quite cute. So we'll try to get that done in the next couple of days. The other question comes from my cousin Jessie, who she forgot to take her medication one day, and now she's worried that she's going to be on medication for the rest of her life. Well, there's a couple things here. First of all, if you're on medication, it's very important that you take it every day, because especially with if it's brain chemistry related, coming off your medication even for a day can cause wild fluctuations, um, to the point where it's almost like you're detoxing immediately. Ramsey, okay, Ramsey, come here, buddy. Go there. That's fine. Sit. Okay, come on, come on, come on. It's okay. Come on, up. There we go. All right. So it's very important to take your meds each and every day, even if you think you feel better. Uh, it's you got to take them because that feel better is the brain chemistry working with you. Now, if it's a situation like mine where it's a chemical imbalance on top of other things, I'm probably doomed to take medication for the rest of my life. Some people don't have that; they have temporary issues, and that's cool too, and they can work through it in therapy. And the cool thing is, when it comes time to try to come off your medication, they take you off of it slowly, so it's not like you just miss a dose and then you're not taking it anymore, which causes you to feel amazingly horrible. Um, Instead, you start stair stepping down, and if you like, I take a 40 milligram So if I were to come off it, they'd step me down to a 20 and then to a 10 and then clean. And so that's why it's very important that when you do take your medicine, that you take it on time. But just because you felt really miserable a day when you missed it doesn't mean you're doomed to be on it forever if you and your medical providers feel that it's a better um, idea for you to stop taking it because you've either defeated your cause or they want to try a different therapy or whatever. Anyway, so thanks for tuning in, folks. I appreciate you guys. Um, if you do like what we're doing out here on the homestead, please hit the like, share, and subscribe buttons. We're working really hard, and most of the content that I'm doing, I really want to talk about, restoring this farm to its work, to its glory. But at the same time, I need to be able to talk out things because it helps me as well. So thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate all y'all, and get your hands dirty. Let's do something awesome together.